Okay.
If we want to draw.
All right. So here's the thing, guys. Right? Like you guys actually built the test software, the alpha or.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it needs more development, obviously, but it's an alpha product that allows you to essentially you can go on the blockchain, you can sign up for one of these pools, you can join a pool of other users together, and you can start renting it. Oh, not quite yet, but you can actually start receiving traffic and counting.
Okay, so this is just any user who has a computer with some extra internet and some extra storage can just sign up and say, I want to participate.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and one thing too about that is we want the software to be as useful as possible by everyone. So if you have a home desktop, you can use it. If you have an expensive server, you can use it. And if you have like a small laptop or Raspberry Pi, for example, you can also download it on there. And so we're trying really hard to make sure that anyone can download our client.
Make it very accessible.
Yeah.
So basically, like I've worked at places when I was younger. I worked at places before where they would have like 50 computers at the office, and at night everybody just shuts it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody uses it. So what you guys are suggesting is that with the Gladius technology, you guys can, like business like that, and people who have a bunch of computers sitting around doing nothing, they can actually just rent out the hard drive space on the internet.
Yeah, you just need one server. For a great example is businesses, they might pay for a gigabit connection, and it might cost them a significant amount of money a month, and they've already decided that they're going to pay for this. And so what they could do is offset that cost a little bit. By at nighttime when no one's in the office, you can rent out that 8 hours. You can start earning money on the traffic then, and that's actually and a lot of the internet traffic happens anyway, so it works out very well for businesses.
Okay, so the first thing that would come to my mind is that if I have a computer at home and I can rent it out at night when I'm not using it,
when you're asleep.
So what my first thing would come to my mind is that. What are some of the security issues here? Because I would be like, hey, I don't want somebody hacking into my computer. I don't want somebody putting viruses on there. So how are you guys, like, that's, to me, like, wouldn't you guys say that's like the most obvious thing? Like, yeah, we want to rent out our computer, but
what's the risk to me?
So, we actually, so one way we can mitigate that is we have a bounty program that allows people, we have a bug bounty program, so when people they find flaws in the software that may allow something like that, they're incentivized to, rather than using them, to notify us so we can fix them, and then we pay them for that.
But that's like from a
that's
from a development software engineering perspective.
That's one way we can find those flaws, but also the other way is you're really not processing that much traffic. You're just proxying it away, which means it's bouncing through your computer and going somewhere else. So you're not doing so much of you're not running. It makes it very hard for someone to.
Okay, so
you've got some other features that also. Give the user safety, or at least like a whitelist to show it's a legitimate site or something like that.
So they choose what pool they want to sign up to.
But here before you guys talk about the pool, right? Like, so basically what you guys are doing is similar to like Airbnb or Uber. You're renting out cars, like Uber, you're renting out your car when you're not using it. Like Airbnb, you're renting out a room in your house if you're not using it. But like when I use Uber, like there's a rating or something there that shows that, hey, the driver that's picking me up, he's safe, he's already been vetted. There's a bunch of reviews that he's at 4 stars, 3 stars, and same thing. He can see my review and see that I haven't caused any trouble with any other Uber drivers. So I'm just thinking that. Before I get into that Uber car, I feel safe about it because it's already been vetted.
Other people have said this.
Yeah, so now
pools do have they have a reputation that.
But what's you guys are using my computer and I'm renting it out to the Gladius network, right? What's my concern is that what's keeping from hackers from installing a virus on my computer?
It's mostly because it's pretty hard to do that anyway. It's if you're running a web server, most of these things are pretty well. Obviously, we can't guarantee that won't happen, but we're taking every precaution necessary to, basically make it very, very hard for something like that to happen.
Also, one thing is that when a visitor visits a website, when you have your node and the data is coming to the node, before it actually hits your computer, it hits the pool, which is the kind of the central thing that anyone can start. But that pool can have essentially a net that catches these malicious attacks.
Oh, so it's filtering it out before it gets to you.
There's a couple layers that we can look at it at the DNS level first, and then We can look at the node. So there's three basic places where we can look at traffic before.
Yeah, so before it even hits your computer, we can scan it, make sure it's safe for you.
Oh, you're already scanning.
So you're,
okay.
Yeah, essentially you can look at what type of request it is.
So, okay, let's just do an example here, okay? So let's just say that you guys are running the pool. And let's say David and I are renting our computers to your pool. We join the pool, we rent out our unused computer, our unused internet at night using the Gladius technology. We jump into that pool, and you guys are maintaining that pool, and let's say the audience here wants to visit the website, right? When they come to the website, it pulls the data from the pool, but you guys are already filtering that out.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, so, yeah, to an extent you're...
To check to make sure it's not bad traffic.
Yeah. Right, so you are, as a node, you are looking for, rate limit, sort of IP-based traffic, so lots of traffic. So if someone's sending lots of traffic, you're blocking it there. But you're not really analyzing what's coming through. So you're not looking at the actual what's inside of it. And that's one thing that sort of protects you, is you're not processing that traffic at all. So it makes it pretty hard for someone to inject something into that.
Yeah, and to maybe go even a little simpler, like you said, we're filtering before it even gets to you guys. And if you want to think of it on your level as kind of just a catch and throw to the end user, you're not, like Alex said, keeping files on your computer.
So I'm not storing anything on my computer.
No, you are. You are.
Yeah.
Or is it a relay station?
It's both. So you're storing files on your computer, so static content like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, videos, pictures, stuff like that. That gets stored locally, and then you relay the actual request data. So when someone wants to, ask for, their username or something, and they're sending that something that has to be fetched from the server, the application, you relay that through. And you don't look at the traffic that goes through. It's encrypted at that point. So you're not actually running, you're not executing code there.
Okay. So it's just a pass-through.
Yeah, you proxy that.
Okay, so even if I wanted to capture that data and look to see what's inside of it,
you just get gibberish. So
we're just storing the static data, stuff that doesn't change,
right?
The pictures and things that don't actually will get executed on our machine.
Exactly.
Okay. Stuff that's it's obviously you can't get rid of every risk, but it's not a huge risk at all.
So it's not going to be like passwords and a bunch of.
You're not storing anything like that. And then one thing you can also do to further mitigate that is run it on something like a Raspberry Pi. Have it cordoned off in your network somewhere.
Okay.
Wanted to do that.
Cool deal. So what stage is the software, the Gladius software, what stage is it at now, and then what's coming out?
Right now it's relatively early phase, but by March, at least by March, if not earlier, our goal is to have software that we can actually execute on and run with. We have 4 partners lined up right now who want to work with us, and we will be, for 3 of them, be their primary DDoS and CDN provider, DDoS protection and CDN provider.
So CDN meaning
content delivery network, yeah.
Okay, so they're going to store, they're going to use the Gladius technology to store the data, so that when websites need that data, it can pull from the Gladius nodes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to be running a pool like that and be their primary provider to sort of test the software, get some feedback directly from them. And they're not small websites; they've got around 150,000 unique visitors a month combined.
Okay, so you guys created the Gladius technology, so obviously you guys are going to run the pools.
We're going to run one or
2 first official ones.
Yeah, so anyone can compete with us. That's one of the cool things about the platform. It's an open source platform. Anyone can create their own instance of a pool. They can build their own infrastructure, their own architecture around it. We're just a service provider.
Okay, so if we want to run a Gladius pool, we can just set up our computers, use your software?
Yeah, you'd have to build some other infrastructure, so you have to build the server infrastructure for doing the DNS part. Okay. But you could spin up a lot of, your computers or virtual private servers and things like that to build the infrastructure. So you could entirely build up your own if you wanted to.